Hello, 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 and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Blitz Pickup. And I'm Finsanity. Welcome. I am back. Let's go. Definitely missed you guys Friday night. Now, there is a new collective in Miami. Wow. People are really, I guess, willing to take the opinions of maybe some football guys. We'll see how that shakes because we had a football guy that was supposed to be a part of the collective, but nothing was really shaking. We were still going through the same hoops and circles. Also, we got to get into Waddle's money, and we got to talk about, since we've seen what's happened in free agency, what positional needs do we need now, plus more. Also, I have been getting called out for being a Malik hater just off of some facial expressions during some film breakdown. Oh, we definitely going to address all of this. Let's go, Tony and Lou. We got to get through all this today. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Listen, I just want to start off. Vicinity, I'll deal with you a little later. Malika Near, hands and feet, Lou, whatever you want to be called. I got a bone to pick with you, my brother. Now lately,
already, I don't. So we don't even say what's good. Like how was y'all's weekend? Nothing.
Wait.
We already.
Where I'm from, on site is on site. We address it on site. That's what. So now, I just want you notice I said on site. This is my first time interacting with my brother today. I can usually guarantee. Oh, Mystic, shout out to you, been in the chat. You too. You lucky you not up here. What happened to the spaces? Like, what happened, my brother? I had a long day at work, a bunch of doggone meetings. They was annoying. I usually could get through them without being tired because I have y'all in one ear and listen to them at the other ear. What happened, Lou? No spaces? You too busy for us common folk now? I'm trying to figure out. I need an explanation for this, sir.
All right. Well, I can't speak for our good brother Mystic. Mystic, I don't know what the hell Mystic was doing, but I so Finsanity real quick. I guess Tony's the only one that does meetings or has meetings during the day.
He the only one with a polo in the company. He the only one with a polo in the Blitz Pickup. So yeah,
that is a
fact. Everything.
I mean, so if you keep it a buck, that's a fact.
Well, Tone, so you can know, I had to put on a polo today, and I was in meetings all day. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened with me today. I don't know what the hell Mystic was doing though.
Yeah, I see what happened. What happened is nothing. This team has tricked you into thinking this is something new. You know what, Mystic? I'm not. All right, say less, man. Hey, in the words of, an individual, your space hosting days are numbered, my brother. Put it like that. If you
care to put it? You care to put a name on that? You care to elaborate on that?
If you know, you know. He said, "Sorry, I can't." What he said? You see? Oh no, that's 987. You know what I'm saying? What's up, bitch pickup? Hope everyone is having a good time start this week. Good start time this week. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Sorry, I can't sit my phone on for y'all to spread the Malik gospel. Wow. Gospel, that's what that supposed to be? Wow.
Like gossip and
gospel, yeah. Wow. Are you part of the QAnon? Oh, so you want to address this? I was going to do it back.
Hey, no, listen. We're going to get to what we got to get through. And if we get to it, we get to it.
I'm about to pull up.
I
should pull up some clips.
Listen, it's March Madness, and you already bringing madness, and I don't know what this is. But even worse, the Miami Dolphins are bringing even more madness into the front office because for some odd reason, a guy that was supposed to be gone is staying on. Tony, how do you feel about Troy Aikman joining the collective?
Well, joining.
Shout out to USF, by the way. March Madness. That 11 seed looks very, very nice. Shout out to USF.
That's the lowest ranking in all Florida schools, right? No, never mind. Let me leave that alone.
I know you won't put VC box on 6 beating 11. I know that.
Hey, listen. I'm it's gonna be one Florida. At least in basketball, it's one Florida for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate on none of the Florida
okay.
teams.
Oh, you
Let's
listen
say Florida
to
State.
it. Now it's one Florida. All right, say that.
No matter what Florida State do, I would never like that school and nothing at all. So that's a little different. But yeah. So I'm gonna let because I might go on a little rant here. So before I get a little too amped up and angry, I'm gonna try to keep it nice and cool so Luke can get an opportunity to right. But I do want to ask Lou a question. Vicente, I don't know if you was on that. Was you? I don't know. But I can ask both of y'all a question. Do y'all remember when we was asking? Well, I know I asked specifically. What the hell was Demarino doing in this building? Do anyone remember that shit?
I remember you asking that. I remember.
Listen, I'm sorry. So I know this one individual, Kelvin. I know I ain't see you yet. Was saying that Troy Aikman had connections because he was commentating, and I remember asking him a question: how often do you think he communicates with GMs? Which is what he was initially helping us with. Oh, he all the time, blah 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 blah. Because he's up there. And I'm like, no, I mean, coaches, positional coaches, those to be the ones that they speak to in a production meeting, not GMs. Now, after we said that, and he came through and they got Sully and all, all the type of things that happen. Y'all know how it transacted, right? Troy Aikman came out and said out of his own mouth, these are his words. He didn't know if he could do the job because he was never asked about GM. And he wasn't sure if he could help the Miami Dolphins from that standpoint. He said that. I alluded to this, right? So did Lou. Alluded to this when he first was named to be helping. And I'm like, what can he do that Demarino can't do? And we're already paying Demarino. And you bring a guy in that didn't initially have connection with GMs, and all he did was made a few phone calls. He said it, not me. These are his exact words. I made a few phone calls, and after the phone call, I got confident enough that I could help them out. So I just want to pose this question again. Maybe y'all can help me this time after how everything had transpired. Vicente, Lou, what is Demarino in the building for? What are we paying him for? Do anyone have a question, answer for me? Because now all of a sudden, Troy Aikman is stand on as in some capacity, was what they said, in some sort of capacity, to help the Miami Dolphins. Okay, cool. I'm going to ask this question until I get a legit answer. If Troy Aikman is there, because from my knowledge, right, Dan Marino is there because he's a well-respected player in the league that comes with connections. And you use those type of connections to build relationships with other franchises because of the respect factor. Not only as a football mind, but as a football player. It's a different mindset. And you come from a different perspective. From a perspective that most people that haven't played the game cannot come from that perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So your thought process or your suggestions should be highly respected. And these are the type of things that you keep people like that around it. Like, okay, I would say, let's go to basketball. Like a Dwayne Wade. When Dwayne Wade was on his way out, he went in there, he convinced Jimmy Butler to go to the Heat. He convinced the front office, say Jimmy Butler he's the Heat coach. He's the next person you hand the reins to. These are the things that former players, greats, I might add, are respected for. So, if we have that type of person in the building, in Demarino, what was the need to bring Troy Aikman in? And now I can see if he just wanted to help out because of the relationship that he had with Dan or somebody in the front office, but we paid them. So essentially, we hired them. So again, why are we outsourcing someone from outside the building when we have that type of guy, which we assume we had, in Demarino? And now he's staying on. I'm guessing because of such a great job they felt he had done so far. They want to keep him on and put him on. Essentially, he's on the payroll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that's my negative. You know what? I'm gonna let Lou go before I go to maybe the positive version. But before today, this show is over. I will hope someone, please, make someone give me a legit reason for us to have my Dan Marino in the building. And I pass it to you.
Pat, you pass it to me or you Insanity, you want to go?
Go ahead, Lou.
Well, Tone said he's gonna pose that question until you get to answer, and I'll give you mine now. You need someone to pour concrete. That's what Dan Marino's here to do. They got Dan Marino. That man cuts grass. He pours concrete. He paints walls. I mean, yeah, that's what whatever they need around the building. Dan Marino's. If we were in a Twitter space, Tone, Dan Marino would be called a house. You know what?
Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah. That's what Dan Marino is. That's my answer.
Oh my goodness.
Second of all, the topic at hand, Troy Aikman. Well.
Oh gosh.
Every once in a while, and y'all know me, I try to stay humble. I really
humble.
do. Yeah. Well,
respectful and humble.
If Insanity, humble's my middle name.
Stop the cap.
Well, you know what? In the spirit of throwing memes,
right? Here we go.
Let me get on my my humbleness right now.
Toot.
I told y'all. Now, if Insanity, again, I don't know if you were fully on board with us at this time, but I threw my tinfoil hat and I posed a question. You like Tone like to pose questions. I pose questions as well. The Dolphins have the best PR team in the business.
Mm.
You know what Tone said that caught my ear just now, Insanity, is when he said the Dolphins said, and I quote, they're hiring Troy Aikman or they're bringing him on. And that's where the story ended. Nobody knows what he's doing.
Some type of capacity.
Nobody knows.
In some capacity.
That man just walking around the building. Hey, Tone Fincini, he shows up on Tuesday, gets a check, and gets up out of there. No, we don't know what he just getting paid. And I'm here to tell you, you want to know why he's here to get paid without nobody knowing what the hell he's doing? So in case, we all go to work. In most buildings, you have fire extinguishers in certain locations of the building. Just in case of a fire, you break glass, put the fire out. That's Troy Aikman in this scenario. Who hired the general manager? Ding, Troy Aikman. Who virtually hired the head coach? Ding, that would be Troy Aikman. So now we bring Troy Aikman on, and all of a sudden, hey, man, Troy's just here. Hey, yeah, we're going to put him to work. No, they're going to use him. Like I told y'all, and Tone, like I told y'all they would. The fact of the matter is, if the glass has to be broken because now there's a fire in Miami, Brandon Shore, hey, Fincini, it's been 3 years. Tone hasn't told me. That's enough. We don't know what Brandon Shore does. Tone can't blame Brandon Shore for nothing.
Go ahead, finish. Don't start it early, Lou. I'm telling you right now. Don't start it early.
Hey, we can't blame Brandon Shore for nothing. We can't blame Stephen Ross for nothing. You know who we could blame, though? Troy Aikman. Because these are all damn Troy Aikman's moves. So don't worry. In case of an emergency, Troy Aikman is the next scapegoat. You heard it here first. But there you go. That's going to be my opening statements on this. Hopefully y'all understand, right? Now, we know what Dan Marino is, and now we also know what Troy Aikman is. You might not know what his job is, but we do know it's a scapegoat is involved. So go ahead, man. If Insanity, go ahead,
Tony,
take off. It's yours.
Listen, no, because I feel like I don't want to interrupt this back and forth between you and Tony. But so you're saying that Troy is the patsy. He's the sacrificial pig, is what you're saying. When everything goes, but listen, and this might add fuel to the fire. But according to some, I'm not going to say it because it's going to come off as hate. It's gonna come off as hate. No.
Keep it 100.
No.
You on the Blitz
we
pickup?
got a guy, right? We got our guy, right? We got our guy.
Oh, I know you don't want to go into that conversation already.
No, we're not going there yet, but I'm just saying
both of y'all already.
We shouldn't have to worry about that if you know he is what the tape says he is. But no, Tony, go ahead.
I just, you know what? See, I haven't spoke to my brother all day, so I didn't know he was gonna be. You know what Lou just said, right? And I know he calls people out when they go against him, and he was like, "Y'all must be a bunch of idiots." That's what he says, and he basically just called all us a bunch of idiots. If you think just by them saying that we're gonna allow them to scapegoat Troy Aikman, so now it's gonna be Troy Aikman's fault, and we're gonna fall for some foolishness like that. Are you crazy?
No. Again, I didn't say we.
You didn't say that.
I didn't say we are going to let them turn. We're on the Blitz pickup. I'm sure when it happens, me, you, Finsanity, and all the minions in the chat will go off. But if you don't think this is what the Dolphins are doing, now you're sadly mistaken.
So let me get this right. We're supposed to believe or be under the impression that these are all Troy Aikman moves. After they blatantly said Troy Aikman was going to recommend the guys, Brendan Shaw was going to pick them. After they blatantly said that after Sully got in, it was his guy. This is we already know this, Lou. You knew it from the get-go. I knew it from the get-go. Now all of a sudden you think they're gonna throw Troy Aikman. You just go, it's like he putting Troy Aikman at the that fine print at the bottom that no one ever reads. And say, oh, did you read the fine print? No, you can't throw Troy Aikman in the fine print and think we're gonna say, oh, we overlooked that. No. You clearly said and stated Brandon Shaw was the one picking the GM. And when the GM came in, Sully had a guy that he was convinced that he had the guy. The only reason he had to do the interview again was so he could convince them. Which means they letting us know none of them was, I don't know if they were sold on him, but he wasn't none of their guy. We already know this, Lou. So don't try to throw the tinfoil hat on and try to say, oh, he's going to be the scapegoat. No, he's not. They've been out in the public stating every move that they made.
So you don't believe my theory, right?
I don't believe your theory. I believe what was said. I believe what was already said.
Okay, well, and since you're in the theory you're in the mood of believing what is said, can you give me what Troy Aikman's job title is? What did they tell you his job title was?
He don't have one, so he can't be. If he don't, hold on.
He Tommy Strong. He ain't got no job.
Yeah, he got no job. He ain't got no job.
So you want me to believe? Now, no. The reason I asked you that is because that's what the answer I wanted. And both of y'all said it. So now I got both of y'all questions. So Tony just told you want me to believe all that stuff you said that I was wrong about. But you two are sitting up here and you want me to believe the Dolphins are just paying somebody to do nothing?
Well, they say at some capacity.
One
around was consulting.
I just got a question.
One word was a consultant.
What are the qualifications you need as an employee? At some capacity title.
What
is the compensation you're asking for at some capacity? What are you asking for? Have y'all lost y'all's mind?
At some capacity, it's not on my resume. I've never seen it on anyone else's resume, so I don't have the knowledge to give you a correct answer with that, at least, right? But what I'm saying is, this is all I'm saying, Lou, right? For a guy, we don't know his job. We don't. So a guy that we don't know his job, you're going to turn around and say, oh, but these was all his moves. No, you can't say that. Because that type of person, you have to give a title to a legit title. The closest you got to a title was consultant. Mm-hmm. That was the closest. Now tell me when you're going to make a consultant a scapegoat. Let's be real. You can't make it a consultant a scapegoat. That makes no sense.
They had already laid the groundwork. They said he was going to identify the general manager and head coach. Whether you want to say
was going to identify the general manager.
Well, again,
he was going to recommend.
And what they'll tell you is, Tone, I'm not saying we are going to allow it, Tone. I want you to listen for a second. But what they will try to tell you is, well, Brandon Shore wanted, if he wasn't consulted in the direction of John Eric Sully, he wouldn't have went that way. That's what they'll tell you. If he wasn't consulted in the way of looking at Jeff Hafley, then that's what they're going to say. I mean, are y'all listening? I just need to know. Need to know is my microphone okay? Is this thing on? Is it working?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Hello, is this on? Yeah. You were for the. I have a rebuttal. You were for this insert something there, Fidelity.
No, go ahead. My rebuttal is not that.
I'm just saying that. Come on, Lou. We have to be the biggest idiots. Now you just said, if they weren't Brandon Shore wasn't consulted towards Jeff Hafley. We know he wasn't consulted to Jeff Hafley because that was Sully's guy. They can't turn bro. They can't treat us like a bunch of listen, Lou. They can't treat us like a bunch of idiots. They can't.
Now they can't treat us real quick, Tom. They can't treat us like a bunch of idiots. But I got people now. Let me get in this chat real quick.
Here we go.
All right.
Go ahead.
So right now, as a front office guy, Tom Brady equals Tom Brady, or Troy Aikman equals Tom Brady. Now that's a real cute story. Besides the fact that Tom Brady is the owner of the Raiders. And you want me to believe they can't pull the wool? You mean to tell me they cannot hoodwink, bamboozle, and swindle these idiots?
Well, anybody could hook we. No, listen, Cap for life. Anybody could hook with him. That man goes with wherever the wind blows. That's what.
There's a lot of Cap for lives walking around us. I can promise you that.
Oh my God. Yo, I'm saying, hold on. I cannot believe you really think they expect us to believe that they can hold Troy Aikman to any responsibility for these. No, come on. He's already, listen, I said this before. He's already in the out saying at first he didn't even know if he could help them because he didn't have no GMs, right? He made a few phone calls. We already know to the extent of how he helped the Dolphins. He made a few phone calls, recommended a couple of people. And then again, you know what? And sometimes it's not sometimes for the most part, people that's up there, it's chess, not checkers, right? Why you think he's putting all kind of content clues in there by saying, and then I was asked afterwards to sit in the meetings. That he said sit in. He didn't say nothing about, so that means it wasn't planned. He didn't have no initial thoughts of standing there. And then after they brought him in, right, and Sully guy, it was said that Sully already was convinced. Matter of fact, it came out of Sully's mouth too. Convinced on the guy, and his guy had to convince them. So no, you cannot tell me that Luke come up here. Ding, ding, ding. That was Troy Aikman. Who hired the GM? Troy Aikman. Nope. They said Brandon Shore. Who hired the head coach? Troy Aikman. Nope. They said Eric Sullivan. So no, they cannot tell.
They just couldn't hire those guys before Troy Aikman told them, though, right? That's what you mean.
So now Troy Aikman told them that. That's what you said. Troy Aikman told them to hire him.
Well, if Troy Aikman, I just want to know what Troy Aikman has done. See, again, Troy Aikman starting to sound a lot like Brandon Shore.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
Talk about Brandon now.
No, but you're saying like Troy Aikman didn't tell him. No, what I'm telling you is they didn't tell themselves to go get these guys.
No, Troy Aikman recommended them.
And that's what they'll use. Insanity, you see, finally, Dick, you want me to play it again? Should I toot again?
That's why you got to let me. Troy Aikman recommended them. Why are we acting like if there was only one candidate up there? There was a whole list of candidates. Y'all made the choice. I didn't make the choice. I did
all those guys. All those guys.
That's exactly what he said over there.
And all the other choices, those were Brandon Shore and Tom Garfinkel. And those were their choices.
No,
the choices we got were Troy Aikman choices.
No, they weren't. Promise you that. All of those guys were Troy Aikman recommendation. All of them.
Didn't what? Wait. You said that they were all Troy Aikman's
recommendations. Yes.
Okay, cool. I rest my case. Where's Nene at?
Yeah.
Tell the judge to start hitting the gavel right now. Where's Nene?
Listen, you go over their resumes. You pick the guy. It's up to y'all. Y'all asked me to use my contact. I mean, my connections to get guys in. That's what I did. I brought you a bunch of candidates. Now y'all go through the process of doing the interview process and the questions and everything, and y'all choose who y'all think best fit what y'all looking for. At the end of the day, remember what I said at the beginning. I'm like, okay, they went to the San Francisco franchise. Was that no brainer? They went to Green Bay. No brainer. Baltimore. They went to all the places that we thought that they should go. There was no surprises here. You understand? So me personally, I don't see what.
So you would say with that being said, there was probably no need to bring in Troy Aikman, correct?
From the outside looking in, I would have said, I don't. Dan Marino, you there? Can you call some of these people?
Well, no, not. I don't even need Dan Marino for that at that point, because if you're saying we already knew as a fan base, I'm sure those guys knew where to start looking some of the upper echelon teams in the league, right? Like we it's not hard to, you're going to reach out to Green Bay, you're going to reach out to Philly, you're going to reach out to places like that. Let me give you another analogy, Tone. Finsanity, if you don't mind, real quick. Give me about 2 minutes, right? Tone, where I sit today, I'm not the same man that I used to be, right?
Yes,
fact. But when I was younger, maybe every once in a while there might have been some criminal activity, right?
Allegedly. On GTA.
Allegedly.
On GTA, yeah. Maybe on GTA.
Yeah. Playing video games and stuff. Yeah.
Scarface game, you know.
Yeah, all that.
Game,
right?
You know,
all that. You know what I usually would take with me? Someone that would just be around. They didn't know nothing.
No. I ain't never did that.
No. Well.
Mama told me, do your thought when you're lonely. You know the word.
You know
the word. If you know, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes when you're around people, right? You are the only one that knows what the hell's going on. You see what I'm saying?
Get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
But when them boys show up, hey, who's that over there, man? I don't know who that is, but he's been around this whole time, dog. Hey, I don't know who that is, but now you're going to have to question me. You're going to have to question him. You question everybody. Hey, this by the time we get out of here, this story is going to be so messed up, we all walk it out. Is all I'm saying.
Telephone.
Right?
Oh,
and Troy
God.
Aikman, to me, seems like he's the guy just walking around the building. And again, it's all good. From the outside, man, I'm collecting checks to do nothing. Yeah. And in 3 years, all them checks you collected, I hope it was well worth it, because we're about to smear the hell out your name. We about to tell the world, you don't know shit. You ain't never knew shit. And you were the worst idea. And that's the picture they're going to paint. I'm telling you now. But you can believe what you want.
Can I put my tinfoil hat on for a little bit?
Oh, now she got the tinfoil hat. Go ahead.
Listen,
See, this the Finsanity I like right here. This the Finsanity I like.
I just just maybe, it's not a far-fetched idea that Troy Aikman is brought on to consult on who the Dolphins should draft at the quarterback position, whether it be this year or next year.
Out.
Tinfoil hat. Because listen, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And Dan ain't been getting the job done. Like,
that's a fact. We 100% agree on that.
Maybe some fresh eyes on that position, and maybe they can't blatantly put it out there because you already have a regime trying to put their guy in it, and the Dolphins are saying, hold up, we got some things to do back door to figure out where we gonna head in case this don't shake the way we need it. Just a tinfoil hat. I'm just saying, he's a quarterback. He might be able to.
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You know what? He's a Super Bowl winning
winning Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh, they going backdoor. They going backdoor Troy Aikman. Don't worry about
Wait
that.
a minute.
Underneath the table.
Yeah, they going backdoor Troy Aikman for sure.
I
Yeah, they going backdoor.
I did not know Finceni was going to be able to fit in like she is now, because that circles me back around to my initial question. What in the world are we hiring? What are we paying Demarino for? What? Thank you, Finceni. You see how that came right back around? If you put your tinfoil hat on and said that, I thought you were going to be like Lewis, but shout out to you for not being that. You ain't go that crazy. If they don't trust Demarino's quarterback evaluation, which is supposed to be his biggest strength, Mr. Pick a guy, let it fly himself. And if what Finceni said, if it's just a small possibility that that's the reason that they bringing him in for an outside evaluator of quarterbacks, again, that should be a slap in Demarino's face. Do you remember the guy that he was a football player, and he said the first thing that I thought of, I think he was a former quarterback, was how does Demarino feel about this? That's not a good look for Demarino. But bring him. I forgot who did the interview. It was a quarterback, and he was saying this, and he was like, and I was like, this is the whole thing that I was saying the whole time. Demarino, you're right there. They're bringing in Troy Aikman. Y'all was rivals. Y'all was opponents at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole greatest quarterback in that era, when it was, it was supposed to be the golden era of quarterbacks. It was you, Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, Joe Montana. The people, John Elway, the Jim Kellys. All y'all was in the same era. And now when it comes to, now I do understand. Let me say this. I do understand just because you're a great player doesn't make you a great evaluator of talent.
Right.
I hope people realize that.
Right.
But with all that being said, it seems like you're not a great evaluator of talent, my brother.
Yes, that's
so what we need you for? What do we need you for? I remember when Halfley came in with Sully and said, Sully said Demarino had the big office, right? He thought Demarino's office was going to be bigger than his when they gave him a nice office. So apparently, Demarino's supposed to be some important figure in that front office. You talk about what do Troy Aikman, what's he on here for? To be cool with Demarino, apparently. Because they both, we don't know what they're doing.
At least Demarino has a title.
What's his title? Oh, well, yeah, he do have a title.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, what I'm listening to, it sounds like they can't scapegoat Demarino, but you can scapegoat Troy Aikman. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, you can't. You can't scapegoat him.
Yeah, you can.
Now, I would say this. Let me try. Am I allowed to switch it over to the positive side now? I would say this part about it. Take Demarino out of the question because I don't really like what's going on. Sully, I'm not gonna lie. He's done a little. I've been impressed a little bit with him. I didn't expect, some of the moves that he's making. I was a little impressed. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? So until it translates to the field, I'm not ready to say he's a good GM. You know what I'm saying? But he surprised me with some of the moves that he's making. I didn't think he was gonna be able to pull these off. However, right? Let's talk about the collective narrative. We are the ones up here now that said we want the football guys making football decisions. So I don't think neither one of us will question whether Troy Aikman is a football guy. And we are the ones, I know at least for me and Lou, and I don't know how you feel about this vicinity, but we are the ones that say we believe that Stephen Ross wants to win by any means necessary. He just don't know how to. And I said, when they brought him in, my initial statement, and this was a post that I put up on my X. All this tells me is that we don't have the right people in the front office if you have to bring in Troy Aikman. So the one positive I will take out of this is the one thing that I say about the quarterbacks. Keep on trying until you eventually get it right. Don't stay complacent. That collective wasn't working. I'm sorry, it wasn't. Now, if you need Troy Aikman to come through and get this ship moving in the right direction and say, nah, bro, I wouldn't make these type of decisions. That don't look good. That's not a good football decision. They look good for marketing or whatever you want, but football-wise, culture-wise, team building-wise, I disagree with. I'm cool with at least it being a football guy that they brought into the fold, as opposed to another one of their guys that they just cool with. You know, even though they do have a relationship with Troy Aikman, but it's
who are you talking about? You specifically talking about Troy Aikman?
I'm talking about Troy Aikman, yes. You know,
5 minutes ago, you said Troy Aikman ain't making no decisions.
I did not say he wasn't making no decisions. I said he can't be the fall guy. I said who chose the GM wasn't Troy Aikman. He uses his connections to bring in candidates. That's all you could do. Bring in candidates, which is what they said he was going to do, right? And so if you bring me the suggestions, okay, I trust. At the end of the day, you're not going to trust a Troy Aikman's mind when it comes to he's been on a team that is considered a dynasty. He's been there. He's been in those locker rooms. He understands what it takes to win. He understands, like I understand it. Lou, I know you understand, and I believe Vicinity understand as well, right? Players are the one that set the culture. He understands that. And he understands that your quarterback plays a major role in that culture being set. So at least I can trust his mindset for them bringing that in. Now, if there was some regular Joe Blow up the street, I would have been like, no. My biggest issue, and I did like I said at the beginning, my biggest issue is not that they brought in Troy Aikman. I'm glad that you chose a guy that's been there, done that, won on the highest level, and on a level that rarely you ever see. You don't see those back-to-back championships like that. Not too many franchises can say that. And he got 3 of them, right? You don't see that. My problem was initially, and it still is right now, I'm still asking the same question. If we have to outsource Troy Aikman, then why is Dan Marino here? That was my biggest issue from the get-go. Dan Marino, you could go, man. If I have to outsource and put a guy like that on my payroll, which you were supposed to take up that position of, okay, I need you to use your connections, right? Use your influence to get guys to come in, because let's not forget, right? Let's not have selective memory. This franchise wasn't looked at as a great franchise when it came to the front office and how it was ran. It wasn't, right? So maybe a guy like Troy Aikman could convince people that would not initially want to give this Dolphin franchise an opportunity. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? He could use his influence to say, no, come on, give these guys a chance. You know what I'm saying? This is what was going on. We're trying to correct and move this in the right direction. And the respect that certain guys have for him could come through and say, all right, I'll give it a chance. I'll go on the interview process. You know what I'm saying? Because for all we know, we have no idea why John Harbaugh didn't even give him didn't even pick up the phone call. Have no idea. So it can be from that standpoint. My whole thing is going to be the same thing. But then, Dan Marino, you're not good enough at what you do. You don't have the influence that we thought you would. You don't have the pull. You don't have the connections. You don't have the right direction. You cannot steer us in the right direction based on your experience, because we've been failing with you in that position too. We have. Especially at the quarterback position. You can't be the quarterback and the greatest quarterback in our history, and this franchise can't get the quarterback right. How do that look? It really, that's a stain on you. I'm sorry. So that's just how I feel about it. But at least I'm not going to kill Troy Aikman, because if this thing get turned around, shout out to Stephen Ross. And to all you Stephen Ross haters that says he do not care about this franchise, he only care about making money. There's another guy spending someone else some money to try to get this football franchise turned in the right direction. So I want you, I know that's Lou family over there, you know, once family, always family, TFTG, that says Stephen Ross only care about money and not this team. What do y'all think about that part? That he's always putting his money where his mouth is. The man took the risk of losing a first-round draft pick to try to get this team going on the right direction. He offered the guy money to tank to try to get the football guy. So if that's not trying to win and care about this franchise and only money, I don't know what is. Sorry, Lou, I had to take a shot at your people.
That shit don't matter to me. I've been killing them for years when they've been saying that dumbass shit. So that don't make me or break me none. Again, very good questions. I'm off of Dan Marino. I could care less about Dan Marino. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really give a damn about Dan Marino when he was playing neither, because I mean, it is what it is. Listen, you can talk about how great he was, this, that, and the third, and I know people have came up and told everybody that he gave us a chance to win, except when we went to Buffalo, except when it was cold outside, except
Denver
in the playoffs when we needed him the most. Outside of that, yeah, he always gave us a chance to win. So I've been off of Dan Marino. I could care less what he does in the building. I'm going to run with the scapegoat narrative. No one's going to be able to tell me otherwise. Tony came up here and mentioned one YouTube show in TFTG. I'll mention another one. Time will tell. Maybe you've heard of them. TD Finns Talk. I'm running with the scapegoat narrative. The fact of the matter is Troy Aikman is getting paid. We all seen a tweet today from the Dolphins. Troy Aikman will be with us in some sort of capacity. Now, I don't know what the hell that means.
Talk about a tinfoil hat. Damn.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
God.
But
Dan Marino
Dan Marino. Listen. Yeah. Dan Marino's probably in his feelings, and to be honest, Dan Marino probably don't even want to see this team win, because once this team wins real meaningful games and maybe a Super Bowl, that means they forget about Dan Marino.
That quarterback is going to be the yes.
That's all he has. That's all he has.
That's what that means. So Dan Marino is probably a silent hater.
Best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl. That is his claim to fame, and he's the best quarterback in Miami history. He's the first to get 5,000. But guess what? It ends there. And it's okay.
Pretty much.
It's okay. That's your story. That's your legacy. That's your legacy. Congratulations. You guys got anything else on this topic? Any more tinfoil hat ideas?
Lou want to run with that topic, but go ahead.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say on that topic, I just want y'all to, everybody, right, to look on the bottom of the screen. It says collective. There's 4 guys together. There's 1 odd man out. So again, hey, y'all take that for what it is.
Who made the slide, Lou? Who made the slide?
Hey, the way I'm looking at that slide, it looks like the scapegoat is already on the house. That's what it looks like.
My God. Here we go.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta catch the text. So Tony was bringing up the money, and luckily for us, as of right now, we still have I guess, wide receiver 1 on our roster, who I guess is a core guy, even though he was left out in the initial interview. Lou, how do you feel about Waddle getting the $15.2 million guaranteed?
You know, every time I get excited about this football team. Now, Insanity, on Friday, I fell for Tony's trap. That man had me watch this tape. I started feeling good. I became a Malikaneer. I was out here. Oh, Jeff Halfley, look at these moves. Look at John. Let Sully cook. That's what I sounded like on Friday. Well, guess what? A weekend has passed and I have changed. What the hell are the Dolphins doing? Are you mean to tell me that all of our hopes and dreams about maybe moving off of this dude, now we're keeping him because we're just guaranteeing money? This man, stop. A horrible decision. Why? I get it. Oh, you can make money. You can save money. No, bro. Now, didn't we question his what he was saying about a month and a half ago when he was out here on T-Stead's show. Tone, you remember that show that we did?
Talk about
and
Tua and his relationship with Tyreek and things of that nature.
And we were killing that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, I don't know if really Waddle is like that in that way, this, that, and the third. Again, bro, listen, I think they're trying to build around Waddle. Obviously, you make a move like this, you try, it is what it is, guaranteeing them 15-something million for next year. Again, I don't know why you had to do it. That's the question. Tone, we just came off a topic of talking about what does Troy Aikman do? What does Dan Marino do? This, that, and the third. One of my biggest arguments for bringing in Malik Willis was you didn't have to do it. That's the same question I have here with Waddle. You didn't have to do it. You had him under contract. What ain't that what people told me about Tua? Why'd you pay Tua? You didn't have to. You already had him under contract. Well, why you doing this? You already got this man under a good deal. You ain't got to do this. So I don't like the move. I don't like it. But hey, y'all got it. But I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe again. I just think it's we say we hold people to a standard. We call these people out. Now there's a move like this, and I'm sure everybody is excited that we're gonna have Waddle now, and there's no possible trade scenario. All right, cool. I just again flip flopping at its finest. But I don't like the move. You already had him on the contract. Why are you doing it?
So you want to go for Cindy? Go ahead.
I think I might have done you a disservice. I maybe needed to rephrase and paraphrase the question differently. They didn't convert it.
Yeah, they didn't do that, Lou. Yeah,
it's because he's on the roster.
Yeah.
Now it is guaranteed. So Lou, I apologize. I think I misled you.
Yeah, you did.
So now just throwing me underneath the bus?
Well, you know what? To Lou's credit, I was gonna say I felt that way, Lou, until I did my own research, because that's how how they do. They put this stuff up there, and they don't put here go the word that Lou don't like, context behind what's going on. So
you know what, man? Forget about the context y'all talking about. He's on the roster, so this 15.7 million is guaranteed, right?
Yeah, it's a roster bonus for the. Yeah. This is part of the fully guaranteed that he was guaranteed for his initial contract signing. So, and these are what these are that he's activating right now are the injury. So even if he gets injured, all that money that he's due in 2026 is guaranteed. That's all this is. So they can't take it away from him. It's just fully guaranteed.
So if we trade him, the other team assumes that.
Yes. It's not something that yeah.
Well, then I ain't got no issue. All right, cool. Never mind.
Yeah. Now, all right, cool. The only bad thing about it, if they cut him now, is a 40 million. So there's no way, even though they're not cutting him. So yeah, I said the same thing. I was very, very busy. So when I first seen him, I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? But then when I went and did the research, right? So the key word when they announced this, it was like per Sports Track. So I went over to Sports Track and did the homework. These are just him activating his roster bonuses that guarantee him that money. So when the players get those clauses in their contract that if you own the team on the 5th day of the league year, then even if you get injured, this much is still guaranteed to you, regardless of what. So that's what it is. Because players get game checked. Because what I noticed, and I was looking at it, his base salary is only $1.2 million this year. Now next year, Lou, is when you said when that contract starts to not 31. Look so team friendly. Next year it's 30. He got 33 million, but his base salary is 23 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then that dead cap is 31. And then in 2028,
and the following year it's like 36.
37. Man. Yes.
37. Yeah.
But now this what may help, another team if they want to trade for him. The out is right after the 2027 season. So if you take him this year and next year, you only basically, committing to what, 40 million to him?
And that would be a steal to teams.
Yes, because the out is after the 27. So it's still structured to where we can get a team that want to come take on, which would be a quote unquote team friendly deal based on the market. So yeah, I'm so glad you let Lou go first because he sounded like me when I first heard about it. Like, what?
You need that perspective.
I ain't trying to hear none of that.
How dare you make us look so bad? I have to give you this much credit. But yeah, I'm like, giving people a raise. That's already on. Nah.
Hey, I was waiting to see where he took this. I was going to stop him, but I was like, this getting too good for me to stop it. I was just like, go ahead, Luke, go on.
Yeah. So I did want to say, and obviously I see what Luman said up. So this doesn't change, at least for me. I'm quite sure for Lou after hearing what he's saying. So I'll just answer for myself and Fitz, and I'll ask you the question. Do this change the fact that you would be still open to trading him this season?
No.
No? Okay. So we're still on the same page.
Did you just hear me say get him out of here?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about 2027. Yeah.
On.
Okay. So yeah, he still can get traded, Lou. It's just a roster bonus is already constructed in his contract, so he still could get traded. This isn't what they tried to make it seem like, the Dolphins making a commitment to Jaylen Waddle. No, it's not. Stop it, people. We do go do our homework and research. Stop trying to make it look like, oh, look, they gave him $15 million. They must be making some type of commitment. No, not here. But
so we got Dade and Eric in the chat, basically both saying trade deadline, ship them out. Are y'all is trade deadline for, or where y'all at? Are y'all thinking like right now, look to move them before the draft? Like where y'all at?
You want to go first, or you want me to go? Sandy?
Go ahead. I'll let you go. I'm just here to be on.
You just said so you don't get fined. They got the dollar sign next to your. So yeah. I have two ideal situations that I would say these are when his value would be at its highest or at its peak. Draft day, and then trade deadline. We already know you could use them as draft. Some teams give him and gain a first or whatever, first and third, first and fourth, whatever it is to gain more draft capital, and potentially trade back as well. And then on top of that, at the trade deadline, which is, I said last year, a team that's on the brink and just that one receiver away, they'll be more willing to offer a little bit more compensation because it's now or never for this season. So we're going to make that move. We need to make it now because we don't have no more time to contemplate whether he's what he's worth or not, and no more time to play hardball. So it's like, hey, you either take it or leave it. And those are the times when players that have some value, which we know Waddle has value, are at their peak. Their value is at its peak draft and trade deadline. So yes, I'm all for the trade deadline, but I just wanted to add in draft day as well.
Okay. Tony, real quick question to you since we're asking each other questions now, right? So what is, and I want to say this in the correct way, what is the lowest offer you're willing to accept for Jaylen Waddle? Let's say if it's draft night. It's draft night. What's the lowest offer you're willing to take at that moment? So
right now, let's just say if the Dolphins, it depends on the situation the Dolphins are at. Right now, it's bare minimum first, and let's say a 2 picks for me, minimum a 2 pick. Even though I understand receivers are going for second round picks now, right? Yeah. But we were up for a first and a third, so I don't see why you change that. However, if the Dolphins are, let's say, in a position to where they want to trade down and gain that draft capital, at that point, if someone did offer me a first straight on, more preferably 2027, like Buffalo did, I'm willing to just take that first. Okay. And you know what? Shout out, let me give Lou some more credit, right? Shout out to Lou to say wait till after free agency. The way that I see them attacking free agent is like we was under the impression that it was going to be difficult for them to fill the roster and build the roster. But now, the way they've been moving, I've been impressed about how they can, how many people they're bringing in and the type of people that they're bringing in. Also, some people that have production in other teams and had some success. I'm like, oh, okay. So we might not be that money, a strap to where we can't afford to bring in players to where if you get rid of a player like a Jaylen Waddle, it has to be for multiple picks. Because that's my initial stem. I'm like, the position we in, we can't just get rid of him and just take a first. And all you're doing is replacing a player when you need more players. But now, seeing how they constructed this roster and how they begin to do it, if someone was to give them a first, I'm cool with that. Especially on draft day. And if that's like I say, preferably next season first. But if somebody give me a first this year and say, well, I'll give you a third next year, I'm taking that too. The talent pool in next year's draft is amazing. So I'm open to, those type of scenarios now because the way they building this team, I don't necessarily need multiple picks for Jaylen Waddle. But you know what? Ideally, right? I wouldn't take a first at all. I'll take my 3 picks for Jaylen Waddle. You know what I'm saying? Somebody give me a 2/3. Let's say 2 seconds and a third, like a second this year, second next year, and a third this year. I'll take that too. I don't need a first rounder. It's all about team building now.
Yeah. Lou, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, listen, I'm in kind of with Tone. Well, there's a couple of people in the chat are saying it too. I think you missed the best opportunity you were going to get for Waddle. That deal for Buffalo, I know a lot of people were poo-pooing it. Oh, we can't trade them in the division, this, that, and the third. Listen, they were giving you a first and 27 and a third for this year. You would have had 4 thirds in this year's draft. I don't think you're getting better than that. Again, I'm not getting rid of Waddle for peanuts. Like, if someone came with a 4th and a 7th, I'm not trading Waddle. But to Tone's point, you give me two seconds and maybe a third. Yeah, listen, Waddle can go. Because, again, I don't think – I'm not in the business of reworking his deal every year. I don't look at Waddle as one of those receivers, even though I do like him. And I don't think he's realistically in the future plans. So, yeah, I think 2 seconds and a third, I'd be good with that. Or some kind of deal like that. Again, even if it wasn't multiple picks, if someone just came and said 1 first, I'm also with that, like Tom was saying as well. But yeah, I think Waddle does need to be moved. But I don't think you're going to get better than what you had already received from Buffalo last season. I don't think you get better than that
unless someone gets injured in like training camp or something, like someone made the receiver, i.e. what happened to the Giants, but that was their rookie quarterback. You lose a Malik Neighbors, let's say, knock on wood, I'm not wishing this, a team like Minnesota, Justin Jefferson goes down, or maybe even they backup, Aiden, what's his name? The backup.
Not Naylor. Oh my God.
Well, anyway,
the speeder, the Addison, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan Addison. Yeah, Addison was to go down. Houston, they have, Nico Collins or something like that. A team that needs to replace a guy, a number 1 type guy, and especially like mid-season before the trade deadline. Then I think that will up his value by a team being desperate to not lose that production at their wide receiver 1 position. Outside of that, I'm with Lou. I think we missed our shot to get that draft capital that we could have got the most for Waddle.
Okay. Well, speaking of, the wide receiver position, free agency has come and it's still going on. But the biggest question that we now need to do is we need to reevaluate this roster. And with doing so, I'm going to go to Lou first this time because Tony's had his, moment in the sun. What do you think is our biggest positional need now after we've made some of these acquisitions, Lou?
Well, this question was already posed a few weeks ago before kind of free agency started, and I said defensive line specifically from the edge position. But we brought in a couple guys, Uche. Played last year in Philly, kind of a down year. A couple of years ago, he had 11.5 sacks. A savvy veteran. Again, a couple other guys. I think the guy from Baltimore, Ogby or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ojabo, cool. He's just a guy. I would say that for me is still a position of need But I think to Tony's point, and when we were talking about doing our big board for the draft and stuff, when I made the suggestion of let's wait till free agency, Vincent, me and Tone were talking about it on Friday's show. They've done a lot of things. Now it's a bunch of guys that are just filling out the roster. I don't think it's the top end talent, but I think my mindset has changed. Tony brought it up on Friday. Secondary is a position of concern because you got a bunch of guys, the Juju Brents of the world still here, Storm Ducks of the world. You brought back Ethan Bonner, shout out to White Lightning.
White Lightning, all baby.
Those White Lightning, baby. But at the end of the day, you look at that secondary specifically in the safety position. Trey, Minka, Fitzpatrick, you virtually have nothing back there. So to answer the question, for me, it's Dante, yeah, but
that's it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the cupboard is bare there. So you got a bunch of guys again on the defensive line. I think that's still a priority for me. But where we are today, sitting here having the conversation, it would probably be secondary for me, specifically in that safety position. But I'm gonna change my initial point of edge to secondary where we sit today.
Yeah, and I think we might be on the same page there, and more specifically safety. And I don't like it. I'm not gonna say I'm not a big fan, but top 10 is where my only issue is. And I know that's, Lou, we kind of alluded to this last episode. This has Caleb Down written all over it if he falls to number 11, because the only position that we had needs at that hasn't been addressed in free agent in any type of capacity is safety, right? Well, I'm not going to say any type of capacity because we did remove someone from the safety by trading Minka Fitzpatrick, which further raised the safety position on the biggest need list. So it looks like, a play for Caleb Down or tipping of the hands, or, right, it could be them making. It seems like they're making a play for Caleb Down and baiting someone in to trade up to go get a Caleb Down, right? Say, hey, trade out of that pick. Do you know what brought this to my attention? Today, when I took a lunch, I didn't have time to take a long lunch, but I saw the official Kansas City Chiefs page make a post about keep an eye on Ruben Bain. He's a real possibility at 9. Now, we all know Kansas City has the number 9 pick. And I'm like, To me, that sounds like the classic bait move right there. Because I know, and I think most people know, after seeing what transpired in free agency, their biggest need now is cornerback. And I think if Mansur Delane is there, they'll take him. But why would not entice someone to feel like they have to trade up to go get Mansur Delane? You get me? Or someone wanting to trade up because they want to get that edge rush if Ruben Bain just so happen to fall to number 9. Like if you're sitting at 8 and Ruben Bain is there and you see Kansas City at 9, who's at 8? Do we have who's at 8 right now? Because I don't think whoever's at 8, I don't think they're in the need for edge. I'm not sure. But again, if number 8 is on the board and Bain is still there, that would entice a team to try to trade up and go get him. And I think these are the
Saints.
The Saints. Are they in it? What's that guy's getting kind of old over there. I forgot his name. Cam Jordan.
Cam Jordan.
Yeah, Cam Jordan. So
Isn't he home? He's not even there. I don't think
so. I believe, trust me, I don't think Kansas City, their number one, priority would be an edge. I'm not sure. Because they still got Chris Kaloftis, right? I think they re-signed Kaloftis. I don't think they
they got Kaloftis over there.
Right. So I believe Mansur Delane would be the pick there. That's just my personal opinion. But Kansas City, why not? Play the game that you play, entice someone to try to move up to come get a you know, or give you some draft capital to get into that number 9 spot. These are the offseason games that they play, and I'm looking like, why would you put that out there? No team, at least from the outside looking in, no franchise is going to go out there and say, "Oh, yeah, Ruben Bain is going to be a," you know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro,
Yeah.
I'm not falling for that. At least I'm not. So I think that should be a possibility, and I think the Dolphins could be playing the same type of Jedi mind tricks with them. Like, hey, this for me from the outside looking in. Listen, it's a no-brainer. They're going for Caleb Downs. So if someone wants Caleb Downs or they value Caleb Downs that much, that will entice them to go up and trade back. Because we know, because Sully said it out of his mouth, he preferred to move down and get more capital. So let me just put these fillers out there, or because the best chess moves are the ones that you don't make obvious. Like, it's obvious, but you don't make it seem obvious, because that'll get the people thinking, like, hold on, it's obvious, but people think it's a trick right there instead of just keeping it simple. So them making all these moves and like, well, safety seems to be the clear cut, you know, and the whole time they thinking about something else. They think about moving down and have a guy further. Because like I said, we've been saying this. So Jacoby, go give me Jacoby Thomas. You know, and you good. You got your safety. There's safeties out here. The safety out of Oregon, Thieneman. Oh, however you say his name. So all I'm saying is, even though it looked like secondary should be the pick, and it is the biggest need, it could be just them playing tricks to try to get capital, which is, you know, they everybody at that chessboard. You finished that something? I see something.
Oh no, I was just putting the draft order just up. That's all that is down there in case you wanted to bring it up, the draft order. That's all that is.
Oh, okay. You want to put it up there or no?
Sure, go ahead. We can run through some scenarios if you want.
Let me see, because I want to see if there's a couple of teams up there that's edge. That would be edge heavy.
I'm gonna be honest though.
I got you.
I can't see a team trading up for Ruben Bain, man.
Well, because you don't like him.
Not a fan. Well, no. It's not that I'm not a fan, but I think he's elite at one thing. And I'm not saying he's not good at other things, but I think he's a guy that he's elite at one thing. And I'm sorry, that one thing that he's not elite in is what gets you drafted at that position to be. So we can sit here and like pretend that Ruben Bain is going or a team trading up to go get him. Nah, bro. We got to slow down a little bit with the Ruben Bain. I know y'all love him, but y'all need to pump the brakes a little bit.
It only takes one team. So I'm looking at how many teams would you say? Because I don't think Cleveland, Washington, possibly yes. Because we gotta. What do we think it do? Because you have Alvaro Reese and David Bailey. Do you think those two will be taken within the? I'm looking within the first 9 picks. Saints.
Yes, I think both
Commanders,
of those guys. I think both of those guys will be gone. Yes. Right.
Those are the teams I'm looking at now. Saints, Commanders, Jets. What do we think the Cardinals do at 3? That's very intriguing. I don't know if they go offense or defense. Yeah, so it's I appreciate it. That's why I was looking at Fincenti, because it is a possibility that they can someone maybe can be looking to trade up for an edge. It takes one person. It's some people trade up for people that I didn't assume no one would. Didn't Minnesota trade up to go get JJ McCarthy, or were they already at 10?
I don't know.
And I would have never, if so, I would have never thought somebody went and got something. You know what I'm saying? I would have never thought that, you know, coming in the draft. I just wouldn't. So it could be a surprise. And not just from the standpoint, and forget about the edge. More specifically, teams up here, do we think Caleb Downs is going in the top 10?
If he does, it would be at 10 for me with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. What
Being,
about Cleveland?
I don't think Cleveland goes down. No.
And I think
I think again. I think
edge.
If Caleb Downs goes in the top 10, I think the Cincinnati Bengals is a team to watch.
Yeah, Cincy for sure. I don't think he. Well, I don't think he will get past Cincy. I don't think so. Looking at this,
and I hope he does. I hope he does go top 10 or the Cincinnati, wherever he goes. Because I'm telling you now, if the Dolphins draft Caleb Downs, I'm losing my shit on the show. I'm telling you now. And I don't give a damn if in the draft, I don't care if the Dolphins don't have a safety on the roster. I'm gonna call it now. And again, I could be wrong. I think Caleb Downs is gonna be the biggest bust in this draft.
Ooh.
And when I say bust, I'm not talking about these guys that people are gonna draft in the 4th or 5th round or something like that. And then no, we're talking about people have Caleb Downs, Tone, Finsanity, as a can't miss prospect. Tone, specifically you know, people have told us in Twitter spaces, this dude is generational.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I don't know what the hell people are watching. When you talk to me about generational, again, Finsanity, and it hurts me to paint this because I don't want to give no Hurricanes ever any credit. No, Sean Taylor was generational.
Facts.
Yes.
When you watch Sean Taylor, you knew, hey, dog, that looks different than everybody else. It didn't matter what position he was playing. He just looked different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs is not that. I'm sorry to hurt people's feelings. I know y'all love, bro. Caleb Downs is, again, he's a good player. Tone, you just said it earlier, though. If you're telling me I got to draft Caleb Downs, number 11 overall, but I could have Jacoby Thomas in the 5th round, sign me up for Jacoby Thomas 100 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here? So if you're telling me we got to drop the guy top 10, but we could go get a guy that's equivalent in the 5th round? Nah, bro. I'm sorry. I think Caleb Downs is extremely overrated. Good player, but I don't think he is what everybody makes him out to seem.
Okay, Lou, because I'm very critical on the word elite, and you know how I see elite players. You seem to be very critical of this generational word, and I mean it gets thrown out every year during the draft to hype up somebody's super pick. Do you see anybody that's particularly generational? And you, Tony, too, because last year you guys hit the draft on the head. So coming from you guys and your evaluation skills, do you think that anyone in this draft is generational?
No. Nope, I don't see one.
Yeah, I'd probably tend to agree. I don't think generational is coming out of the draft. I think some very good players are coming out of this draft.
The closest generational is Sonny Styles.
Well, and you know I wanted to say it too, but even Sonny Styles, I don't think. Again, I ask y'all, do y'all think Fred Warner is generational?
Generational? No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
So no. But we all think Fred Warner is elite, one of the best linebackers in the league, right? We do believe that, right?
Yes.
So that's why I was asking
not Jeremiah Love. Sorry, nope, not Jeremiah.
I don't know why people keep saying Jeremiah Love. Like,
he's not generational.
No. Like we don't got Jameer Gibbs and Bijan Robinson and like what did he do that those guys can't do? Like, let's not.
Saquon, like, come on.
Saquon Barkley.
Jonathan Taylor.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, what? Y'all know what generational mean?
If it ain't Barry, like, don't. Come on. Like, that might be, oh, man. Like, you could go AP. AP was talented, yeah, but come on. It's very hard to, it's very hard. Who? A generational guy. Oh
no. He talk about because he talk about Vega. Like I love Vega. I like Vega, but
he's not generational though. I I was
not
on
putting
him
generational.
from
Can we stop
generational
using that word so lightly?
Right. And Lee, that was my whole thing.
Damn. CCRR said generational guard is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I said no, Rashad. Like no.
Like generational that's different. When you like that is different.
Yes.
You won't see that another one of him for the next 20 to 30 years. That is different. So no, I'm sorry. Like they have traits that could translate, that could be elite, but generation, you have to do something that we have. Like, no, we've seen Jeremiah Love.
Did you just say generational is somebody that does something that we've never seen before?
In like 30 years, yeah.
Finsanity is Tone talking about like a guy that takes Indiana from the most losing football program in college football history to being undefeated and walking into Hard Rock Stadium to win a national championship? You mean like that, Tone? You mean like that different?
The only thing I would give you is in terms of the historical history of losing, yes, but that team was turning around the year before he got there. We're not gonna act that. So I've seen a team that take a team that had less wins and win a national championship and won Cam Newton. So no, we've seen that happen before. But in terms of
did he do it? Did he do it at Indiana?
He did it at Auburn. How many games did Indiana win the year prior? Remind me, sir. Excuse me.
I can remind you. I can remind you that before this season, Indiana was considered a basketball school. I can tell you that.
It was. Shout out to the
last year they turned the table last year, and they made themselves a force to be reckoned with last season. And then this season, you bring in, the Cuban Missile, and then he take you over the hump. He get you over the hump. So yeah. But shout out to Mendoza, man. But no, that's not generational, sir. If anyone you want to call generational, call the head coach.
Here's the thing.
You saying coaching matters?
Coaching matters. Kurt Signetti. Tell me about Kurt Signetti. Because he turned that around before. Yeah, coaching matters, especially in college. Yes, Coach. He turned that around the year prior. Y'all remember when they asked me who he was? I'm a winner. Google me. I'm talking about I'm one of the coldest lines from a coach ever, bro. Google me? No, I like that swag, boy. I gotta give credit where credit is due.
We got a question in the chat.
Ask Lou find out. Are you saying Mendoza generational?
Yeah, I'll answer that question. We'll put that in maybe the next episode. That's not on the docket right now, so I don't have to answer that question right now because that's not part of the show. So
there was a plus more section. So I mean, feel free, Lou. We here now.
Hey, Finsanity, see what Dave wants me to put on for the show, like Tony be doing. I don't be putting on for y'all.
Yeah, we do it for the chat, baby. Listen.
Well, all I know is the way Indiana took over the Hard Rock Stadium. That looked generational. I've never. Hey, don't we have aqua chairs or seats in Hard Rock Stadium?
Yes, aqua.
Hey, Finsanity, all I seen National Championship Saturday is a bunch of shirts that look like Tone right now. Tone looked like he just came from that stadium. That's what it looked. I seen a sea of red. It looked like the parting of the Red Sea at the National Championship.
Oh, here we go.
I know when Indiana got to the state of Miami, they said it was a generational takeover. That's what they said. So take that for what it is.
We do have a new poll in the chat. What was it? Finsanity? What's the poll? I saw one pop up. I'm trying to find it.
The biggest need, just the biggest need. We've gone through a poll for each topic that we've gone through tonight. And I should do one on this generational, but I don't want to give people too much.
Shout out to Mark Jones. Love overrated too. if you put generation next to his name, yes, he's overrated. That's not a generational talent. It isn't.
Is there a generational quarterback right now in the league? What you say?
No, in the
Oh,
league.
that's crazy.
And NFL, is there?
Well, there's only the only one answer.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
One is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, we know what time it is. But the thing that he did might not be replicated for a while. Just generation is a lifetime.
Yeah, I don't know. The biggest need is. Can we stay on this topic for a minute?
Go ahead, man.
So the biggest need. I want to retract my statement. It's not the secondary tone for insanity, and it's not even the edge position. The biggest need on the Dolphins right now is going to segment number 1. Can somebody tell me the biggest need is? I need someone to tell me what the hell Troy Aikman does for the Miami Dolphins.
Troy Aikman. Well, no, hold on. That should have been a poll. Which is the biggest need? Why is Dan Marino getting paid, or what is Troy Aikman's position? Job title.
Yeah. Can we make that a poll? I need that in my life.
Hey, listen, man. I can't sit here all day.
What do you guys want? I'm sorry, specifically.
I got something to do, y'all. We got to get up out of here.
Nah, I'm just playing. We'll talk about it another time.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So, anything else before we get up out of here? Insanity, Lou.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, I'm good. Hey.
Hey, yo.
We were going to get into my alleged Malik hate, but no. You gotta go.
Wait, hold on. I always got time for hate.
Listen. Tune in Wednesday for the trial of insanity to see if I was hating.
Are you sure you want to do that? You know what? I'll come with clips this time. You should never. You know what? You right.
Bring the clips. Bring the clips. We will. Hey, listen. Wednesday night show. We're gonna see if I am a Malik Willis hater, or if maybe someone's reading a little bit into something that has nothing to do with anything. But I'm good. Tony, you good?
I got a question for both of y'all. Y'all next show. Y'all want to do our first draft board or big board, or Wednesday good, or what y'all doing?
Sounds
we getting closer to the draft day now. How much time do y'all want before we get to the draft board, big board?
It's up to y'all. It don't matter to me.
All right, we'll talk about it backstage then. Go ahead.
Can I just ask one question before we go? Because we're not necessarily doing brackets. Who y'all got winning the NCAA tournament?
Not Duke for sure. I could guarantee you that.
You out your mind.
I would go Florida, but we lost in the SEC championship game. Let me see how them brackets.
You weren't even in the championship.
Let me see.
You lost in the semis. You didn't lose in the championship game. The SEC championship was Arkansas versus somebody else. Y'all weren't even there.
Shout out to Coach K.
Vanderbilt.
Shout out to Coach K and Arkansas.
I want to see who. Let me see what that final four matchup. What that final four matchup is, because if Duke has to match up against Florida in the Final Four, you could kiss that championship appearance goodbye. That's for sure. Boozer, I'm a fan of you, Boozer. But my brother,
past Vanderbilt again. What are you talking about?
Well, you do know we beat them. They beat us. That we did beat them, right?
Our hardest thing. Oh, you done okay?
Hey, listen, we're not going to get into this right now. He's trying to set me up because
Duke or Florida. Duke getting further. Like I don't know why we doing this. Like
we could put a bet on that one. We could put a
bet. Didn't they say the Boozer kid? Didn't they say
Cam Boozer?
Then they said the Boozer kid is getting ready for the draft and he's not going to participate.
Nah, I don't think that gotta be nah. That's
I seen something earlier that said one of the Boozer brothers was sitting out.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen. Nah, Lou, don't let them fool you.
Two of them.
It's two of them.
Yeah, I know. Well, again, listen, it ain't gonna matter because I ain't got Duke either way.
Yeah. I gotta do some research on this.
USF in the Sweet 16. Calling it now.
Oh gosh, there go that homer. Anything else before we get up out of here, man? We gotta get out. Fitzgerald, you want to give who you got? Since you asked us the question, who you got? You got Duke winning it?
I got Duke all the way. All the way.
That is a homer pick.
Duke all the way. How's that a homer pick?
That's a homer pick. You don't believe that in your heart.
Aren't we the number 1 overall seed?
No.
Who's the number 1 overall seed?
Oh, y'all the number 1 overall seed, or was it Arizona? I could have sworn it was Arizona. Nah.
So put some respect on our name.
I think y'all the second. No, y'all the second number 1.
No. We picked our.
I'm gonna look it up. I ain't been paying attention. I'm gonna look it up.
We're the number 1 overall seed.
I doubt it. I think it's Arizona.
We like that. You know one thing we did do? We won our conference championship.
I mean, it's weak this year. ACC is down.
So are you saying that the SEC is a stronger basketball conference than the ACC?
For the past 2 seasons, we've been a stronger conference than y'all. Hands down. That's not a question. That'll be your for sure. AC, who did better in the tournaments? Well, I ain't gonna lie. This year we didn't too much do in our out of conference. Outside of Vandy, Vandy held it down for everybody and Arkansas. Yeah. But in the tournament, you want to see who does better in the tournament, ACC or SEC?
I don't listen. First of all, you know.
Oh, okay.
SEC,
all right.
Don't do that. You know I love the SEC, but I got Duke. I got Duke going further than the whole SEC. How about that?
I bet. Say less.
Everyone in the SEC, Duke's going further than.
All right, say less. We'll see. But Luke, man, go ahead.
No, sorry. I just read something completely outrageous. I'm sorry. I can't even speak on it. I will be called certain names, but Lou, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lou.
Get us up out of here, Lou, man.
Hey, man, this has been the Monday episode of the Blitz Pickup. For my sister Finsanity, for Tone, you know who I am. Obviously, we'll have a lot of things to talk about on Wednesday. So y'all come through. What happened?
No, I was say the tournament starts Thursday, don't it? Technically, right?
Tournament starts tomorrow. First 4.
Well, yeah, that's why I said technically, right?
Thursday. Yes.
All right, for sure.
Listen, if you have a VC box or a super box, you can watch every game. So, but stay tuned. Come join us on Wednesday for the next installment of the Blitz Pickup. I'm going to say bang today because I'm not playing the bang video. Because I didn't, Tone, Finsanity, I was shocked when I seen it, right? We got live footage of when Troy Aikman walks in the building and sees Dan Marino. I couldn't believe it when it was sent to me, right? So I'll say it for y'all. Join us Wednesday. Bang, 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 bang. Look, I cannot believe Tone, Finsanity, Troy Aikman is losing his mind. When he sees Dan Marino, this is what it is.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
We'll see y'all Wednesday, man. We love y'all.
Yo, this man Lou is crazy.